Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What Ted Says, where it's always time to get a fatter wallet and a bigger net worth. What a lot of people don't know is over the past several years, there have been a lot of proposals to pay college athletes, and they have gained popularity. Hallelujah! The NCAA now announced an interim policy that allows student athletes from all three divisions to monetize their name, image, and likeness. It's often referred to, as I will in this video, as NIL. That's not good in sports, is it? When there's nil and you get zero? But this new policy actually went into effect on Thursday, July 1. So how does this work? I'm gonna break it down for you here. First of all, how does an athlete actually market his or her NIL? So athletes are going to be allowed to make money off of their quote-unquote celebrity. Some examples could include sponsored social media posts or advertisements. Think Instagram. Think about training lessons and summer camps where they use their name. Think about the obvious in here, which would be autograph and merchandise sales. A football player could receive a free meal in exchange for a Twitter post about a local restaurant. A volleyball player could accept a gift from a makeup brand in exchange for sharing it on Instagram. I mean, these are just some examples, but athletes are going to literally be allowed to hire agents to help them navigate the new NIL world. If you're an athlete and college athlete, talk to me. It's something I may be able to help you with, but this isn't going to be like pro sports. Let's be honest. A collegiate athlete standpoint, like last year, if you think about a big company like Electronic Arts, they agreed to pay approximately $40 million to more than 29,000 current and former players. The payments? They average out to a whopping $1,200 per student athlete, with the maximum payment only being $7,200 depending upon the number of games in which they appeared and whether they were closely identified in those games. It'd be like the old Atari games. Boop, 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 boop. You couldn't identify anybody at all. Combat was a favorite game of mine. On the collegiate side, if we average the top 10 most valuable apparel deals in college athletics, I want you to consider this. We get an average of about $8 million per school. But if you divide that amongst 750 student athletes, it really only gives you an approximate value of $10,000 per student athlete. So from a licensing standpoint, when you think about the annual NIL value per student athlete, depending upon where they're at school, because there's only a few of those big schools that make a lot of money, it could range from maybe $1,000 to maybe $10,000, whereas to give you perspective, professional athletes garner between $50,000 and $400,000 a year for the same group usage licenses. So one of the things I took a look at is by analyzing the world's top 100 professional athletes and what they make from their endorsement portfolios, almost always consisting of multiple brands, I found a value of around 80 cents per Instagram follower. Doesn't seem like a lot unless you have millions of followers on average. So we took these numbers, and when I applied them to Instagram followers for college athletes for the 2019-2020 school year, annual endorsement revenues would have been something like $700,000 for LSU's Joe Burrow, who's playing for the Cincinnati Bengals now. $440,000 for Alabama's Tua T. I won't butcher his last name on there, plays for the Miami Dolphins. And $390,000 for Oklahoma's Jalen Hurts, who's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And in the $5,000 to $30,000 range for generally less popular college athletes. So there's not anybody who really, I think, would have made $1 million off of Instagram, but some that would have made hundreds of thousands of dollars just off of that, but the athletes I just mentioned probably would have been in that $1 million range. So, college athletes, listen up. This is what Ted says. You'd be smart to get a lawyer, a CPA, and or a high-quality financial advisor who specialize in NIL. You're probably going to want to get yourself a marketing plan and figure out how you can maximize your individual efforts on things like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So hiring a marketing company could be the smartest business move that a college athlete can make, and it could end up booming for you financially. So if you want a really smart move, if you're a college athlete, do what I just told you. Then right after that, you should watch the entire series on What Ted Says on how to start a side hustle. I talked to you about LLCs to setting up bank accounts to trademarking, but it's going to give you the tips and tricks that you're going to need in order to score a touchdown with your NIL. So college athletes or parents that have college athletes, thanks as always for watching What Ted Says. Reach out to here, DM me, leave me a comment, because I can help you with this. Share this video with your high school athletes that are going into college or college athletes that are your friends. Thanks as always for watching What Ted Says.